It's my pleasure to welcome Orlando City SC as Major League Soccer's 21st expansion team. Yeah!
It's the end of an era. The final USL Pro season.
Takes a shot, and it's a goal! Orlando City!
There's a target on our back, but we've only got one mission: win. 2 goals, a ball, and a culture defined by success.
Make sure we get up to you guys, yeah?
Don't think we're just going to overlook this season. After all, we have a title to defend.
From the ESPN Wide World of Sports at beautiful Walt Disney World Resort, this is USL Pro Soccer 2014, where tonight the league-leading Orlando City Lions, unbeaten in 16 games, host their rivals, the Wilmington Hammerheads, here at ESPN Wide World of Sports. Good evening and welcome everybody to another YouTube telecast of Orlando City and USL Pro Soccer here in 2014. I'm Jeff Ratcliffe, and tonight, no Tom Traxler, but we have David Dyke of XL Soccer World. Glad you can fill in, and we've got a really good contest here. Orlando City, it's been all puppy dogs and happy times. They're unbeaten, but this is a very important game. It's their only game here in the month of July at home.
Yeah, good evening, Jeff. Good evening, everyone. That's right. It's a very important game. Big 3 points, and then they've got 2 tough road games coming against Sacramento and Rochester. So, yeah, tonight's important. I'm looking forward to enjoying the game with you.
It should be a good one if the weather holds, of course. And these 2 teams were supposed to meet on July 3rd, but Mother Nature had other ideas. That game was supposed to be in the Port City. We had a hurricane, and Hurricane Arthur forced the postponement. That game will be played later this month. Make that in August. And, boy, Wilmington's a pretty good side coming in here.
Yeah, it's actually their standings don't actually match up right now because they're 4 games shy of everybody else. So they're sitting in 7th right now, but they're on a great run. You know, they're on a 9-game unbeaten streak, tying their last 4 games in the month of June. So if you look at the standings, it doesn't actually equate to where they are right now.
Overall, these 2 teams have had some big battles. 3-2-3 overall. If you remember back in 2012, Orlando City had a 14-game unbeaten streak going. It was ended by Wilmington at home. And then also they lost to the playoffs against this team. So it's been a bogey team a bit. Very, very important for Orlando City to hold serve here tonight and keep that streak going. 16 games unbeaten. Key player for Wilmington tonight, and they've got a number of good players, a number from TFC, but we'll focus on Mr. Ochoa here. Sammy Ochoa, a forward who is able this year so far to lead the league in assists. He's got 4 goals to go with 5 assists, and he's a guy that Orlando City's defense will certainly have to watch.
Definitely, yeah. He's going to be their most dangerous player. You know, he's going to have, I would imagine, their most shots. You know, he's got some MLS experience. He's played with Seattle Sounders. He's got some U20 and U23 experience with the national team. So he's going to be a very important player for Wilmington.
Heck of a haircut, and with a similar hairstyle for Orlando City, Tyler Turner, the right back. We'll call him Stripe tonight, number 2. He's had quite the season, just 18 years old.
Yeah, he's a very exciting young prospect, fits the mold of an Orlando City fullback. You know, he's very attacking and very, very comfortable on the ball, so expect him to have a lot of possession down the right-hand side.
Taking a look at the USL Pro standings, and you'll see why this game is so important for both clubs. Orlando running away, as it appears now, 10 points ahead of Richmond. But if you look down, Dave, at Wilmington in 7th, 21 points, but boy, they've got 4 games in hand and can do some damage with a win tonight.
Yeah, you know, especially they get 3 points tonight, and then a couple of other tough road games, Harrisburg and Richmond, I believe. You know, so they could be pushing up towards the top 3 there and putting some pressure on those teams.
3 of the next 4 for Orlando are on the road. Here's what they have coming up at home here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. In the month of August, 3 big games: Charlotte, Harrisburg, Dayton, and then that big game against Richmond, currently in 2nd place. Well, tonight it's going to be Orlando City and Wilmington. We'll have the starting 11s after this timeout. You're watching Orlando City and USL Pro Soccer here on YouTube. Okay, we're clear. So, I'm sorry. Back at Walt Disney World, ESPN's Wide World of Sports, Orlando City taking on the Wilmington Hammerheads. Both teams being introduced to the crowd here. And we will introduce the starting 11s to you right now. First for the visitors from Wilmington Hammerheads under their head coach David Irving, the 62-year-old former NASL star. And Wilmington coming in with a record of 5-1-6. And as David said, a lot of ties, and they've been unbeaten in their last 9 games. Here's how their lineup sets up: a 4-3-3. Quillen Roberts, the goalkeeper, one of 3 loanees from Toronto FC. Across the back, Ruggles, Christian Davidson, the Shiny Faircloth. Albert Edward will be the right back. In the center, you got Manny Aparicio, Paul Nicholson, and Tom Parrott. And up top on the wings will be Oliveira and Stephen Miller, and then the aforementioned Sammy Ochoa will be the target forward.
So a very similar setup to Orlando City. So I'd imagine they're going to match up man for man here. So it'll be an interesting matchup. The
idea is not to be outnumbered in the midfield when you play against Orlando City. For the Lions, under Adrian Heath, the 53-year-old out of Stoke. His lineup tonight as his team comes in 13-0-3, sitting on 42 points, easily in first place as we saw. Miguel Gallardo will be the keeper. Hey, if things aren't broke, don't fix it. You got Bowden on the left, Turner on the right, Valentino in the middle. Tommy Redding will get his 4th start at center back. Pulis and Surin will be the holding midfielders. Molina will be there in the middle. He'll be flanked by Austin Deleuze on the right, Adama and Benge on the left. Those two midfielders tend to switch around a lot. We will certainly see that. And Dennis Chin, fresh off an injury that he's now recovered from, will get the start tonight. Of course, we've got a new striker to talk about. Perhaps we will see Giuseppe Gentile in his debut. He is in that lineup tonight as far as the substitutes, one of 7 available for Adrian Heath.
Yeah, very exciting to see Dennis starting up front. Looking forward to him getting maybe on the score sheet tonight. But it does seem that Orlando City are nursing a few injuries right now, so that the squad is a little bit bare, so the team almost picks itself.
Yeah, Corey Herzog unavailable for selection tonight, as is Brad Russin, the 6'4" center back, as the team's now being awaiting the anthem here. So Wilmington again 7th place. And we will see them out of a 4-3-3. An interesting club that's had a lot of history. They missed the playoffs last year, David, so very, very hungry this year and have certainly played very well.
Yeah, they're definitely looking forward to causing an upset here against Orlando City.
And the finishing touches on the national anthem. So Orlando will be in the purple, and we don't get to see the Argentina-like uniforms, the home uniforms for Wilmington. Normally they have the vertical light blue and white stripes, but we get to see their second kit here tonight, which would have been perfect considering the World Cup final we have set for tomorrow as Argentina plays Germany.
Indeed, and at the back of their lineup there, you can see Ochoa. He's the player we identified. And like you say, the streak down the head, the blonde streak. So he'll definitely be one you can spot on camera easily.
Well, our officials tonight will be led by the head referee, Lance Jacob Van Heitzma. He will be assisted by Daniel Gutierrez and Jonathan Quinter. The 4th official on the near touch line will be Jeffrey Fedenko. So glad you're with us. I'm Jeff Ratcliffe along with David Dyke tonight, sitting in for Tom Traxler, the vacationing Tom Traxler. But so glad you can join us for this one. It should be a good time. Hopefully we can dance you through the raindrops.
Indeed, I'm looking forward to an exciting game. Hopefully we'll get some goals and lots to talk about.
These two teams, as we mentioned, have quite a history with one another. 3-2-3, the all-time meetings. And yeah, Orlando has got the 3 wins.
That's it, and this begins a series of 3 games. Orlando got two away games against Wilmington. So again, that makes this important for the home game to get that little mini series off to a good start.
The next 2 between these two sides will be on the road thanks to the postponement of the July 3rd game that we already talked about. So late in the season, these two will meet again up in Wilmington. And we'll see. The Hammerheads, historically, not a team to come in and just play for a point under David Irving. He will take it to teams he plays on the road, especially Orlando City, and they've had their success.
Yeah, and this season they've only had 1 defeat, which again outlines what a strong team they are. Yes, you can look at the standings and they're only in 7th, but 1 defeat is an impressive record right now. So this is a tough game for Orlando.
2012, this Wilmington team played in the championship game, lost to Charleston. This is after they knocked Orlando City out of the playoffs in the semifinals, a game most Orlando City supporters would like to forget. And in that game, Corey Herzog, I believe, had scored 3 goals on Orlando City that season. He will not get to play against his former club tonight, again out of the lineup. Picked up a little ding in that win over the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the I-4 Derby over the weekend. So you see Tom Parrott, who has been with Wilmington since 2011. Will get set for kickoff. He'll be a player to watch, especially on that right side, the Scotland native. Former youth national teamer there in Scotland. We are underway here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. Orlando City in the familiar purple, attacking from right to left. So glad you're with us here on YouTube. Special hello to all those the Port City Firm fans watching at Buffalo Wild Wings in Wilmington. Thanks for joining us. Call a good one tonight. First of a 3-game road trip for Wilmington. So Mbenge will battle along the left side, and it'll be a throw for Wilmington starting things off. So how important are these first few minutes if you're the road team?
If you got to ideally get some possession of the ball, which they've started well here with, and then they got to hold off Orlando City and get a strong, solid start to the game.
Stephen Miller had a nice bring up the right side. That will be sent through the 18-yard area, and no fuss, no muss. Miguel Gallardo will have the goal kick.
So now it's a good opportunity for Orlando to get a touch on the ball and start their game really. And you can see here, short kickoff, get possession of the ball, and can we build from the back?
Danger area there, as you saw Ochoa pressing the issue, and it leads to a corner kick here for Wilmington to start things off.
You can already see Wilmington there pressing the ball nice and high, not giving Orlando easy possession in their own half. A nice high press, and they've won themselves a corner.
Everyone knows Orlando unbeaten on the season, 13-0-3, but as you mentioned, Wilmington just 1 loss. That happened to Charlotte back in April, as the corner kick will be sent in a second time, and now will be a goal kick for Orlando City.
Be interesting to see now if they do the same setup, see if they can keep, go for a short one again, just conceding the corner, or whether they decide to play long. Gallardo, he's waved everyone forward, and it looks like it's going to be a longer kick now.
Battle of the center of the park. Bowden will take the touch, send it forward. 50-50 ball, one in the air by Kevin Molino, also sporting the blonde hair tonight. This is a fashion trend, hairstyle trend. The coifs all with the blonde. Molino now sending it through, looking for Mbenge. He'll be escorted to the byline, and it comes back out after a foul.
Yeah, maybe I'll head to the barbers this week and get myself a blonde streak down the middle.
You'd look good with what you got left, right? Try to convince Tom Traxler to get the same haircut. He'd look good. He'll just say, I'll just use the gray. That works. I think DeAndre Yedlin kind of started the trend, right? The Seattle Sounders and U.S. national teamer is a near turnover there on the right side by Orlando. And the Hammerheads continue to push the issue.
Yeah, pressing very high, and getting stuck into Orlando players, not letting them settle here. You can see a high press here. Look, even the forwards are working hard to not give Orlando City any time on the ball.
Lions look to make the switch from the back as Pulis got a touch. And we'll look to attack up the right flank here, pushing it ahead. All the way on the right. And cut back, and we'll try searching again. In the midfield tonight for Orlando City, and Bengay, Molino, and Deleuze. Cern and Pulis will have more of the defensive duties, as Anthony right there trying to break things up. And here come the Lions and Molino. Looking for Dennis Chin, and didn't have enough wheels to catch that one. And Quillen Roberts, the keeper, 19 years old, TFC loanee, descended away wearing number 40. We saw him in pregame. Looked like a physical specimen, a guy you don't want to really mess with in the box.
No, very physical. Doesn't look to be that tall. He's only 6 foot for a keeper, which is not overly huge, but yeah, a very solid guy, and I don't think many players would want to be going one-on-one with him.
Roberts, 13 goals allowed, 21 saves, a goals against average of 1.20, has 3 shutouts this season. And that one nicely defended by Tyler Turner, who sends it out for a throw for the Wilmington Hammerheads. Fifth minute as we look at Drew Ruggles, the left back, the native of North Carolina, Fayetteville, not too far from Wilmington. Recent graduate of Georgia Southern. So Ruggles playing in his 9th game. Now we switch to the right, and Albert Edward, who is the Australian, and that effort failed him a bit, and it will be a goal kick for Orlando City.
But an impressive start by Wilmington. Not many teams will come here and have even possession, certainly in the first 5 minutes. So it's been an impressive start, and I'm impressed by their high line. This is the 3rd time we've mentioned it in the first 6 minutes here. But pressing very high, which is, I think, upsetting Orlando's rhythm right now.
David, you and I were having a conversation, ahead of the broadcast. The key to, seems, for a team to come in here to ESPN Wide World of Sports and get a result is hang on and keep it even as long as you can, and maybe steal something at the end. That's your best hope.
Absolutely. Don't let Orlando settle. And they've done that for the first.
Boy, Molino sends a shot, and it's off the back of the net. Actually took a ricochet off of the fence you see there and got some people cheering. Sent that one wide by a few feet. It will be a goal kick for Roberts. So a little spell of possession there. That will make Adrian Heath happy. He always likes his side to dictate the pace of a game. Pulled down nicely by Miller. Aparicio got a touch. Now on the right. Held in by Edward. Giving chase as Deleuze wins the ball. And now on the right side, Tyler Turner for Orlando. Defended there by Ochoa, will make the switch. Darwin Surin. And Pulis searching for that ball forward. High pressing defense continues for David Irving's side.
And again, much better there from Orlando. Kept possession, but only for a short spell of time. I'm sure Coach Heath wants more possession. And then they can start, like you said, dictate the pace of the game and progress into the Wilmington half.
Throw for the Lions. Luke Bowden will do the honors. Sheffield man. Surin. Oh, and Bengay gets taken off the ball. Still manages to win with his nifty feet. Now Molino getting ridden all the way down and earns a free kick as he's fouled. Foul committed by Fairclough, the center back.
This is interesting here. An opportunity maybe for Orlando to get the ball into the box, but no. Coach Heath's style is keep the ball, keep possession, play short.
Right side. Sent in, top of the box. Molino with a turn on it. Saw Chin in the vicinity as well. Bengay runs up. No score here, 9th minute. Right side, Turner. Backing off Ruggles. Into the 18, a little dummy move, and Bengay sends it over the top. As Chin thought better of taking the shot and leaving for his teammate. It took a deflection, it appears, so we should have a corner kick, and Bengay will go over to the corner.
Yeah, it was well played by Dennis. He must have got a shout there from behind him to leave the ball, because it's not often a striker in the box will leave the ball alone when it's coming in there, but he must have got a shout, and then Bengay was in a better position there.
Adamo, a brilliant left foot, will send it away near post. Wilmington there first, and still have yet to clear. Will be held in by the Lions. Will spray it to the wide side. Another ball back into the box, far post. Unable to clear, a swing by, I want to say, Valentino, who is up in the area.
Yeah, he was still up there from the corner. A few fans asking for a penalty there, but I think it was too close for the defender there. He was just blocking the shot, and his arms weren't away from his body at all.
Wilmington concedes another corner kick. Endo fakes the short. Surin will approach it from the right side. Ball is away right in the middle, punched out by Roberts. And Ruggles will get there first and try to break the Hammers out of the box. Ball rolls into space, and this will be intercepted by Darwin Surin. Surin will wait for numbers to arrive. He's got a little give and go action. Surin still on the ball, top of the 18, gives it a go, and it's deflected out for another corner. Great job by Darwin Surin, the midfielder out of El Salvador, member of the national team.
Yeah, great 1-2 there, but some committed defending there from the defender. Was able to get the block in, and this is the third corner in a short space of time here for Orlando. We see Valentino making his way forward again.
We've said all season, of course, Rob making just his 8th start tonight. He's been battling some injuries, and it's nice to have him on these set pieces with his ability to score. In front, a shot. Ping pongs through the 18 and cleared out. Boy, a couple of chances there for the Lions.
Yeah, and it looked like Kevin Molino there was wide open at the back post, and he set it back across, and there's a couple of opportunities, and again, committed defending. But Orlando slowly getting a foothold on the game now and progressing, getting more possession, more territory. Now we're seeing Wilmington not pressing the ball as well as they were in the first 5-6 minutes. So I expect the pattern of the game to change now and Orlando to take over.
A risk-reward situation when you run that high press, leaving yourself susceptible to a counter, and Orlando is a team that can run it to perfection. That's why Orlando has been so good these 3.5 seasons in this league. They can play any style. And it'll be a throw for Luke Bowden in the Lions here in our 12th minute. Touched by Molino.
You can see Coach Heath there giving some instructions. He's obviously seen the first 10-12 minutes here how Wilmington are setting up, and he's adjusting his players slightly to break down this high press.
Surin will switch the ball wide side to Turner. Nice link-up play going on now by Orlando as Molino plays it forward to Deleuze. Now will come the lefty Luke Bowden. Really good at going at defenders. Off the ball and defended nicely by Wilmington, and will try to break out of their own third here. That one off, another throw in for Orlando City as they've now seen the possession almost exclusively on their attacking half. Hold up by Ochoa. Now it's Orlando City doing the pressing, right?
It is, yeah. You see how it swung around from the first few minutes. And now Wilmington are struggling to keep the ball, and Orlando are taking charge and pressing high up the field.
We've had a lot of rain here in the last half hour here in Central Florida. How does that play on it? You've seen the surface here. It's one of the nicest surfaces in the country, not in any league. How does that affect the game when you've got a wet surface?
Actually, I think it suits Orlando City's game much better. You know, they like to keep the ball on the surface, zip it around, and then, you know, we haven't seen it yet because there's been a couple of deflections, but it's a good opportunity to test the keeper. These wet surfaces give them a little bit of trouble if it bounces in front of them.
Certainly tests the goalkeepers who hate playing in the wet. Get those little skips on you that sometimes squeak by you. Sent ahead by Roberts. Now some possession for the Hammerheads. Ball will be sent in, and harmless ball off the back fence. I believe that was off of Oliveira, the native of Belgium. Both of these teams very international in flavor.
Indeed they are, and Gaudiaro is unwilling now to play that short ball. I think the first minute giving away the corner. He's now unwilling to play that short one, and he's gone long every kick since.
Whistle on a foul. Again, our referee Lance Jacob Van Heidsma awards the free kick to Wilmington.
And again, as we mentioned, you'll see the difference here. Slightly further up the field, but they're going to deliver this into the box, where more than likely here Orlando will play short and get the ball down and playing again.
Drilled into the 18. Comes back out, cleared by Orlando City. Here's Molino. Out wide right, Dennis Chin racing on, the Oviedo native along the far touchline. Has numbers coming in support. And that one didn't quite get to Kevin, who was on that other side looking at the far post, which is always open.
And that's another side to Orlando's game. Yes, they want to keep possession, but when they win it back quickly and there's the opportunity to break, they've got some great pace in the side, and you saw Dennis there breaking down the right and delivering the ball into the box.
Headed forward. Nice one touch ahead by Ochoa. Again, 5 assists coming in. It's tied for second in the league. That effort skipped a little quick, and Orlando retakes possession. Using the width of the field as they always do. Bowden closing in.
And the two fullbacks are an integral part of Orlando's game. Turner on the right, Bowden on the left. You see how high they are up the field right now. A very important part of Orlando's game.
Heavy into the attack. Defenders in name only. Well, they're both very good at running the flanks.
Both very comfortable on the ball. Both can get forward, get crosses into the box.
And both with some technical ability too to run out a defender. The center back pairing tonight again for Orlando, Tommy Redding and Rob Valentino.
Yeah, youth and experience there. Tommy Redding's only a young guy. He's only 17, I believe. And then obviously Valentino's been around for a while now.
Two-time Defensive League Player of the Year, so learning from the best. Here's a run for Wilmington. And Turner does nicely to win it right back. Pushes it out. It'll be a throw for Wilmington. Or make that Orlando City, excuse me. No score here in our 18th. So glad you're with us. I'm Jeff Radcliffe along with David Dyke, our entire ESPN crew. It's weird, we haven't been here in a while. This is, again, the only home game Orlando City has in the month of July. Last time we were here was the 28th of June, a 3-0 win over the LA Galaxy 2. That's a dangerous ball. Minor collision between the keeper Roberts and Dennis Chin.
Again, you see how Orlando City keep the ball. and then when their opportunity is, then they go straight in. You know, and it's that quick attack. Yes, they're keeping the ball in slow possession, but as soon as they get the opportunity and the look, they're straight in there for the opportunity. You see there, Dennis looks like he got a bit of a bump. He seems to be trying to run it off.
It was that first game coming back. You know, it's always, you're not quite sure of how things are going to work for you, so you got to play a little hesitant, and sometimes you need that first knock to really get back into your rhythm.
Yeah, and you know, that first knock will let you know how you're feeling. You're like, yeah, I'm great here, I can go for this. So hopefully that'll be the case with Dennis.
Pushed out and hurdling the advertising over there was Dennis, so didn't know he had the track star ability, but I mean, we knew he could run, didn't know he could do hurdles. There's Molino, has Surin to his right. Defense closes in. Surin in the corner, hands it top of the 6, and defended nicely by Wilmington. Sent up the line, too far out in front. And it will roll back to the keeper, Quillen Roberts, a native of Brampton, Ontario. And one of 3 TFC loanees, Manny Aparicio, number 7, who's also on the field, also loaned by the MLS club. And then Jordan Hamilton, the 18-year-old, is listed on the 18 as a possible sub. So we could see all 3 of them tonight. Of course, the Lions just one loanee from FC Dallas, which isn't even their partner club, and Brian Spann, he is on the bench tonight as well. Nice run. Right side, sent in far post, and Roberts has got it and distributes quickly to Stephen Miller. Leaves it back for Parrott. In years past, we've seen Parrott exclusively on that right flank, playing more of a holding mid here tonight.
Yeah, he's taken up more of a central role, and you know, he's the key player for them, trying to keep possession and move it from side to side, from right to left and left to right.
Nice 1-2 between Ochoa and Miller. There's a collision as Miller went down. Quickly back up as the Hammers hold the possession. Played just over 20 minutes, no score. 9th all-time meeting between these two, and there's been some good ones. Going back to Orlando City's first year in the league. There's a far post effort, sliding and missing. Say that was Miller, who was really close to a back post winner.
And as you can see, Ochoa, everything goes through him. You know, he was the guy who set that up there. Their first look forward is looking for him, and as we mentioned at the top of the show, key player.
Ochoa, born in Mexico, part of the Tico's youth system, and came to Wilmington after a couple of years with the Seattle Sounders of MLS. Had some spells with the USA U20 and U23 national teams as well, so got heck of a pedigree as a player, no doubt. Ochoa, now Orlando City, a player down is Molino in the box, waved off by Lance Jacob Van Heitzman. Nothing awarded there, and nothing should have been awarded.
No, it looked like a fair decision, just a collision in the box, didn't seem to be a foul. But again, Orlando City moving the ball, 1-2 touch. It's that quick stuff around the top of the box, making their way into the box.
Well, scores, stats, news, and more can be found exclusively on USLProSoccer.com. And Benge, he and Molino coming together. We'll roll back to Roberts. Chin gives chase. Surin first touch. Miller back to Albert Edward. And now Faircloth will punch it forward off Ochoa's chest. Hammerheads showing nice patience with the ball. Now we'll play it direct, and even nicer play defensively by Tommy Redding. Right back to the keeper.
It was a clever header. You know, rather than heading it out for a throw or corner, just head it back to the keeper and keep possession.
Pulis using the width, Trying to spring Dennis Chin. Can't quite get there.
Keeper was more confident than I was about getting that ball there. I thought Chinny was going to make it. But Roberts had it under control.
Be a future keeper there at TFC, who had the services of Julio Cesar for a lot of the season too, the Brazilian keeper who did not have a good week.
It's a great experience for him to have a keeper like that at the club. He was a penalty hero in one of the games against Chile, but yeah, he's not had a great week, let's say. Conceding 10 in 2 games is not ideal.
Brazil knocked out of the third place match today, 3-0 to the Netherlands. Fans, you can visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro. Of course, the World Cup finishes up tomorrow with, boy, a cracker of a game too. Germany and all that firepower. It's a rematch of 2 finals we've seen before against Argentina.
Yeah, Germany versus Messi.
So, David, you just got back into the country. You spent 3 weeks in Brazil and enjoying the festivities, and quite the trip, from what I understand.
Yeah. Great country, great atmosphere. Enjoyed some good games. So yeah, had a very pleasurable time in Brazil. Unfortunately, my home country didn't do very well, and we'll probably just leave it at that, Jeff.
Got to see him play against Costa Rica?
I did, yeah. I took a road trip to Belo Horizonte. I was based in Rio. So that was an experience itself, driving in Brazil. But yeah, it was a great time and memories I'll take with me for the rest of my life.
That is a fabulous tour for XL Soccer Tours for sure, going to the World Cup. That only happens once every 4 years.
That's it.
Of course, the United States will be hosting Copa America here in 2, so we'll get to see some of the best teams in the world. As Ochoa is down in the center of the circle. Appears to be okay. We'll take his time getting up here in our 26th minute.
It was a solid tackle there by Saren, but you know, Ochoa is claiming studs up here, and we'll get a good look at it here. There's a little bit of a kick there. He was just overstretching. I think that a free kick's a fair outcome.
Not sure if he's satisfied with fair. That said, free kick coming for Wilmington. So Davidson will drill it forward all the way to the corner and out kicks the coverage. To borrow an American football term. Luke will throw. 50-50 ball. Chin was in the air battling Davidson.
You can see now Orlando getting into a rhythm, keeping possession.
As soon as you said that, then Parrott wins it away from Mbenge, which does not happen often.
Commentator's curse.
And there's no wood really in here to knock on. And easily the 2 hottest sides in the league. Of course, Orlando has been on fire all year, having yet to suffer a defeat. Wilmington just won, but as you mentioned in our open, they're unbeaten in 9 in a row. Of course, 4 straight draws. They've got more draws than anything, 6.
Yeah, and as we said at the top, only 1 defeat. So they're going to be a hard team to break down here. As much as Orlando, have got the possession, not really had a clear-cut chance yet. So very solid at the back and organised.
Draws against Oklahoma City, Richmond, Chicago Fire reserves, and again against Richmond, the Kickers, who currently sit 2nd in the table. So that shows the quality Wilmington has right there. Again, they've only played 12 games, fewer than any team in the league by far. So they have a very backloaded schedule, which could be to their advantage when it comes to a playoff push.
Yes.
Legion Stadium will certainly be rocking.
Yeah, they're looking for a solid start to their 3-game road trip here. And like we said at the top, Orlando City looking for a big win at home before they have 2 tough away games.
Both of these teams hit the road after this game. Rochester at Harrisburg, Wilmington at Harrisburg at Rochester, Orlando at Sacramento and at Rochester, all top of the table teams, top half. And there's a race to the byline. See Gallardo with some unhappiness, perhaps, as it will be a corner kick for Wilmington.
Yeah, good solid defending there by Tommy Redding.
Handled by Gallardo nicely off the foot of Michael Oliveira, who took that corner. Surin battling with Parrott, and Darwin gets the win. Dribbles inside, keeping it on his left foot. Surin looking to cross. It is in front. And Fairclough there to do the dirty work and clear it away.
Wonderful first touch there by Surin as it came out the air from the kick. You know, it's a 60, 70-yard ball, and in an instant he brought it down and was straight at the defense. And that's what we talked about. Yes, Orlando are great at keeping possession, but when there's the opportunity to break, you know, that was from a corner kick to Wilmington there, and they were straight up the other end.
Bowden in the corner. Quickly to Aparicio. Redding will play it back to his keeper, Miguel Gallardo. Switch is made. Turner. Now Mbenge takes the feed from Molino. He'll shoot, looking for that top corner. Missed it by a couple of feet, sends it into the crowd. Make sure to follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all your latest social media updates. Keep tabs on all the scores from around the league. Facebook as well, that USL Pro fan page. Of course, this is one of 6 games on the USL Pro schedule tonight. Harrisburg hooking up with Dayton, Sacramento and Richmond, Charlotte at Charleston, and later on tonight, Pittsburgh at Oklahoma City, Arizona United at Orange County Blues FC. Busy night. So I'm sure the table will look a little different than it did when we started.
Yeah, opportunity for Orlando to extend their league at the top, and also an opportunity for Wilmington to close the gap and get closer.
Adama Mbenge with the left foot and sends it off the defender Fairclough.
As we were talking about that, very organized. This is about 4 or 5 shots now Orlando City have had, and they've all been blocked and all taken deflections off for corners. Now we can see if they can take advantage of one of these corners.
Valentino comes up from his center back spot. Obviously one of the targets here. Wilmington knows that as well. Surin set to deliver the corner kick. Ball is high, far post, in swinging kick, and it had a chance to go in, but Roberts was right there as there was a header. Ball back to Gallardo. Pulis, boy, dangerous ball there. And Mbenge goes down right in the center of the park and wins a free kick. Hope Adama's okay. Yep, snaps right back up. Took like a breakdance move as he spun.
Yeah, I would say the referee's not going to allow many more tackles. That's 2 or 3 that have come in now that have been pretty sharp.
Oh, how about the connections of passing there? A shot and a score. Dennis Chin makes it 1-0 Orlando City.
Wonderful moving around the box. We spoke about 1 touch, 2 touch, and you know, we'll see here there was 3 or 4 one-touch passes there, which left Dennis wide open, and a great finish by Dennis.
Chin's 5th goal of the year. That was sweet and worth the nay-nay at the end.
And here we see 1 touch, 1 touch, 1 touch. Dennis settles it and finishes nicely in the corner. And those one-touch passes, that's what pulls the defenders out the way. You know, you take 2 or 3 touches, defenders are able to get set. Those one-touch passes and nobody can get set. It goes back and forth, and then we get a little dance from Dennis, and it's 1-0 Orlando.
Molino might have had the assist there. That would be his team leading 7th in that category. So in our 33rd minute Orlando City has cracked the scoring column in this one, and Wilmington now forced to chase, which is never a good thing on the road.
No, and it'll play right into Orlando's hands now. As much as they were dictating the game before the goal, the opportunity now to dictate it certainly right through to half-time and way into the second half.
All through. To find Chin again. Can he get a touch? No, sliding out was Roberts. And he has some words with his back four.
Yeah, Dennis Chin playing on the shoulders of the last defender, looking for that quick ball through, and he almost got on the end of that one.
Valentino has come together. A decision by the referee, Orlando ball.
Yeah, there's another rash challenge coming in, and there we see it. I think that's a warning to him and a warning to everybody that we might be seeing a card coming soon.
Nice footwork by Surin. Switching the ball. That one intercepted, but couldn't keep it on the foot. Molino. Hammerheads have had some opportunities with the ball. The pressing defense has led to some things, but yet they trail 1-0. Ball in front. Flick on header attempt by Chin. There's a beautiful ball from Luke Bowden in.
Beautiful cross, and I'd say that's the one area that's been lacking right now from Orlando, is a good quality ball into the box, and we certainly saw one there from Luke Bowden.
Put a little English on it. Very typical of, I guess, his fellow countrymen playing that style. Get those crosses in.
Yeah, whipped it in at the near post. Dennis made the right run, just couldn't make contact.
Chin will look for Adama and Benge. He'll take a touch, send it across. A face of goal. It rolls all the way wide, and Ruggles will just clear it away. What's this? Do we see some sun poking out now after all the rain we've had?
Certainly looks that way.
Should make for a nice evening. We were worried a little bit, knock on wood, about weather forcing some delays in this one. So far, so good, as we're 10 minutes from halftime. And these two were rained out a week and a half ago on the July 3rd up in the Port City. That game will be made up on the 28th of August. .36 minute here. Throw in far side for the Hammerheads. Goes to Ochoa, takes a touch, has it taken away by Pulis. Calls off Surin. Tom and I have talked about it before. Boy, when Orlando City starts using the width of the field back and forth, how tough is that on your defense to make that do the constant chasing throughout the match, wearing you out?
Yeah, that's the hard yards, you know, running from side to side without the ball. Much harder than when you have the ball.
Chin over the bar there. A nice build-up again by Orlando City. Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information.
You can see it's difficult for teams to keep up that high press. You know, first 5-10 minutes, Wilmington were doing that, but now you can see, you know, you can't do it for a straight 45 minutes. They obviously chose to do it early on in the game, see if they could get an early look, which they did, an early corner. But now, you know, Orlando City's dictating the pace, dictating the possession, and even dictating territory.
It's been a good half for the home side. Looking to go unbeaten and extend that record to 17 in a row to start this season. Bowden. You hear somebody yelling cross, and Benge sends it wide of goal. Boy, can still get possession. Nicely raced for by Orlando City. They earned the throw-in. So nice effort there by the Lions.
Always impresses me with Orlando how high the fullbacks are. I know we mentioned it earlier, but you've got Luke Bowden crossing there, way up in the Wilmington half, and Turner on the other side collecting the ball way up in the Wilmington half.
And he made the run to collect the ball in the corner there. He'll receive the pass, far side, front of the touchline. Nice combination play again inside the box. And offside is the ruling. Flags up.
You could see there from that view, perfect. You know, Luke Bowden high on the left, Turner high on the right, and then they play into the middle and they try and get those one-touch, two-touch passes to get that opportunity again.
See Molino there, still leading the league in points with 28, although he has dropped now in goals. He's sitting on 11, but Aaron Schoenefeld for the Dayton Dutch Lions had a hat trick and passed him last week. So he's on 12. So I'm sure Kevin would really like to pull back even in that department. I've said it all season. You find it interesting that Kevin Molino, in coming into his own this year, had 6 goals his entire first 3 years with Orlando City. This year he's got 11.
Yeah, and I think the more he's progressed within the organization, the more responsibility he's taken and the more opportunities he gets with that. You know, he's become a figurehead of the team now.
Flick on attempt by Ochoa, ends up being gobbled up by Orlando City. Cardo rolled it out to lose there with a little run up, and we'll make the switch. Bowden doing his usual tough work, chipped over the top, and Benge inside the 18-yard box. And it goes off of Aparicio. So another corner kick for the Lions.
And the last couple here, Jeff, have been back post. You know, they had a couple of opportunities at the back post. I wonder if it will go there again from Seren, or whether he'll mix it up and maybe go near post this time.
40 minutes gone by in this one. Orlando City 1, Wilmington 0. Pulis will send it in, a redirect header in front as Valentino thought he might have had a chance.
And there was the mix-up, the short corner. Pulis, I would say, had a shot there, but kind of scuffed it, and it went to Valentino, who was in an offside position.
Would have been a brilliant assist, though, for Pulis.
I'm sure he would have been claiming it was a cross.
Anthony has been with the team the last 3 years. Well-known son of Tony Pulis, the Crystal Palace manager, but has carved out a niche for himself here in Orlando and made a name for himself.
He has, yeah. His dad was manager of Stoke and then did an unbelievable job at Crystal Palace last season.
Has a young family here in Orlando, certainly enjoying their residency here.
But Pulis has come into his own, certainly this season. You know, he's getting more starts, taking over that defensive central role, and most of the possession goes through him.
Free kick is up and out of play. So 42nd minute, that one didn't test anybody.
High, wide, and handsome.
But not pretty.
Not pretty.
Valentino calls for it as here comes the press by Wilmington. Nice effort there by Aparicio, running on to everything. Forcing the issue, but here comes Orlando with numbers. Jailbreak time. Ahead, Molino can't quite bring it down, and it will be played out wide. Held in left side by Ruggles. Excuse me, Oliveira. And cheaply given back.
Good opportunity there for Orlando. It was 5 players on 3 or 4 there. Unfortunately, Molino's touch just let him down. Otherwise, he would have had an opportunity on goal.
Aparicio. Benge, nice touch. Deleuze sent it forward. Deflected out of there. Nicholson comes together with Mbenge, the 2 number 8s. And now Ruggles will collect left side. few minutes from halftime here, 1-0 Orlando City. On the strength of a Dennis Chen goal in the 33rd minute. Fairclough. Another dangerous ball. Chen with some space to stretch his legs. Works in on Davidson. Dennis Chen holds it back. Waits for the support to arrive. Deleuze a little too far. Picks it right back up. Surin. Now left side, Molino. Cuts it across. Not sure if it took a deflection. Nope, it will be a goal kick for Quillen Roberts in the Hammerheads.
And we talked about the versatility of the three players there. Molino popping up on the left-hand side, receiving that and getting a shot on goal. Yeah, you know, in the formation we had him in the center, but he can go either side, right or left.
Fans, every USL Pro regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube here in 2014. Features include DVR, chat, and social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Orlando City SC YouTube channel today. Words, there'll be no stoppage time, so we're about a minute away from the halftime whistle from Lance Jacob Van Heidsma. Now, racing is Aparicio to the byline, thinks he earns a corner and does not.
Correct decision there. Valentino never touched it. And also a correct decision from the fourth official. I don't remember a stoppage in the game, so quite rightly there's no minutes to be added.
Don't see that very often. So 30 seconds from half. Orlando looking to go into the locker room with a 1-0 lead. Headed forward. Here's some danger for Orlando City. Ahead and cleared out by Fairclough before Molino could get there. It'll be a throw in for the Lions with 15 seconds to play. Down to 10. Should just let it fly, and that should take care of the balance of our time in this first half.
And the referee's whistle goes there. It's almost like you were in Seren's ear there. He heard you and he had the shot.
Let it go. So Darwin Surin's shot off to the wide part of the goal, off wide right. And we are at the half here at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. Orlando City on the strength of that goal from Dennis Chen. Lead it 1-0. Here's a look at the halftime stats. And you see the corners. That has certainly been a dominating part of the attack for Orlando City.
Yeah, and as you can see there, much more shots on target, and that's why Orlando City are leading 1-0. The 3 shots that Wilmington have all been long range and not tested Orlando City whatsoever.
Flagged for offside twice as well. 1-0 Orlando City at the half. We'll be back in about 12 minutes with that second half action. You're watching Orlando City Soccer here on YouTube. Back at ESPN's Wide World of Sports, set to begin the second half momentarily. Orlando City leads at the half 1-0 over the Wilmington Hammerheads. I'm Jeff Radcliffe alongside David Dyke of XL Soccer World, more known by people as Smiler, of course, on your radio show, right?
That is true, yeah. Tuesdays, 6 to 8, if anyone wants to tune in.
I'm curious to see if, or to wonder if Adrian Heath, as we just saw a moment ago, if he was the one smiling at halftime. I think you have to like the build-up play by Orlando City, especially on that goal. I think 4 different players had a touch inside the 18 on that goal by Chin in the 33rd.
Yeah, and as we mentioned at the time, that unsettles the defence there, and they're unable to get settled. That one-touch passing disrupts them, and obviously gave Dennis Chin the open look at the goal, and he tucked it away very nicely in the bottom corner.
If you're Wilmington, what did you like about your first half, and what did you feel you need to do to improve on your second half performance, maybe to get an equalizer?
Well, I thought they started very well, and you obviously can't expect to keep that up for the whole game, but I think that will be some encouragement. They've had a few wild shots on goal, but it's not like they've been totally out of the game, which I think David Irving will be saying there. It's not like we're out of the game already, we're still in it. I'd expect 15-20 minutes of similar stuff, and then we might see some changes off the bench, and he'll look to get a goal to equalize.
Well, David Irving in his 16th season at the helm of Wilmington. Been there since 1998, native of Workington, England. Has his FA coaching badge. He's seen a number of games between these two. This is the 9th meeting, and I liken it to a game back in Orlando City's first season. Back in 2011, Orlando had a 1-0 lead late, and a guy by the name of Andre Budny put in an equalizer with a few minutes to go on a very windy night at the Citrus Bowl, and Wilmington walked out of there with a point.
We won't hold it against him that he's from Workington in England.
No?
No. We'll let that one slide for him.
Is that a working class town?
It's an interesting place. Let's just say that.
Irving played for Everton, Sheffield United there in the 70s, and then came stateside on the rise of the NASL as a Fort Lauderdale striker. He was a striker for the Strikers. Had 27 goals. Heck of a player in his day. Played with George Best. And against Pele, Franz Beckenbauer. That was a fun league back then. Of course, USL Pro has done a nice job. One sub to get you caught up on for Wilmington as Jordan Hamilton, one of the Toronto FC loanees, has come on. So he's a forward. We'll see if he came in for either Oliveira or Miller, because Ochoa is still out there. So Hamilton, co-leading scorer with Ochoa, 4 goals to go with 2 assists. So I see Oliveira still there, so he must have come in for Stephen Miller, who took a jet airliner right out of here, just to the bench.
And as we mentioned at the top there, I certainly thought David Irving might leave it the same for 15-20 minutes, but he looked like he's obviously made a sub at half time, so he's got some new ideas, and he'll looking to change the game and change how Wilmington set up slightly.
Hamilton, a native of Scarborough, Ontario. Too far out in front for Ochoa, so throw in Orlando City as we switch sides. The Lions moving from left to right. And we'll build it from the back with Rob Valentino all over to the left side and Luke Bowden. Just underway, second half. Dennis Chin goal in the 33rd, the difference so far. Many of you Wilmington fans were looking forward, I'm sure, to watch Corey Hertzog, your former Hammer player and striker who had so many nice moments with this club, play maybe against your side tonight. And luckily for you, you don't have to see him, because he picked up a ding in that Tampa Bay Rowdies I-4 Derby game over the weekend. So we hope Corey gets better, gets well soon. We want to see him back in action. Corey the Hertzog, as he's called by his teammates.
Yeah, and he was slowly finding his feet at Orlando and settling in and starting to score
goals,
some goals. Yeah. So thankfully, though, for Orlando City fans, he's not been missed tonight yet. With Dennis Chin getting on the score sheet.
And off to the races we go. Molino in full gallop out to the right. Sent across by DeLuz. Held down by Pulis, and we'll try the left side and Luke Bowden. Surin working those triangles, nicely slid out of there and taken away. Middle of the park. Nicholson gives it a run, and it goes into touch.
And as we can see here, the substitution has been a change in formation for Wilmington. They're now going 4-4-2. You'll see the two forwards now, Jordan Hamilton and Sammy Achowi, are just up top on their own. You can see it here now, two banks of four, so the four defenders, four midfielders, and the two forwards are just staying up top.
Nice build-up by Orlando. There's a cross off of Roberts and out of play, and it will lead to yet another corner kick for Orlando.
Yeah, creating much more from these crosses now. You know, the first 20-25 minutes, we weren't getting much service from the wide positions, but now we're finding the strikers, and good save by Roberts' feet there.
Chin looked to have a brace.
Another great run from Dennis in the box though. Peels away to the back post and then sharply to the front.
Surin sends it away into the mix serve. Nice header by Ruggles to thwart the attempt. Here comes change for $1. Sent back in. Valentino had a beat on it, but Fairclough was there first. And now down to the box goes Molino. And a penalty kick has been awarded as Lance Jacob Van Heidsma has pointed to the spot, and now he'll get an earful from the Hammerheads.
Very clumsy forwards challenge there. Looked like a penalty to me. Not much contact, I don't think, but he certainly made contact, and any contact in the box these days is given a penalty. And as you rightly say, Wilmington not happy about it, giving the referee an earful, but he's not going to change his mind now.
Well, Pulis will put it on the spot, and we'll try to beat Quillen Roberts here to double the lead for Orlando. Roberts looks on. Pulis runs up, sends it to the right, shoots, scores! Anthony Pulis' first goal of the season comes via the PK, and Orlando has doubled their lead. It's 2-0.
Interesting choice of penalty taker. You know, you think of all the attacking flair that you've got on the field, but you know, Anthony Pulis steps up confidently, and you know, you could see in his run up there that he was confident, had a look at the keeper, keep the dive the other way, and he slotted it in the open side.
Pulis makes it 2-0. Native of Bristol, England. Took it confidently, like you said. As Roberts dove to his right, guessed wrong. I don't think he would have gotten it even if he guessed right.
No, and sometimes you can see in the run-up that they're tentative, but Anthony Pulis there, very confident.
Nice run-up for Wilmington.
And slotted the PK away.
Orlando City hoping to unload the floodgates. Fairclough stops that one. See inching towards the touchline with some instructions, egging on his team, and Parrott is down for Wilmington.
He's not sitting on his laurels there, still giving instructions, still telling the team how he wants them to play. Even though it's 2-0, he doesn't want them, you know, this is all what they call a very dangerous scoreline in soccer, you know, because if Wilmington get the goal now, then they're in the ascendancy. So it's an important time for Orlando after scoring that second goal to keep the momentum going.
Parrott being attended to by the training staff. Supporters plenty to cheer about tonight. On this soggy night, good crowd on hand. All things considered, with the nasty storms we had moved through, you thought that might have hurt the attendance this evening. It hasn't.
Yeah, and I'm sure many of those there thought they would have been braving the elements, but it's actually turned out to be a nice evening.
Saw the ponchos and raincoats earlier. Parrott gets a round of applause. Parrott, the native of Scotland, and I went to Iowa City, Iowa. Been in Wilmington since 2011 in that youth system for Birmingham City.
Yeah, played for a couple of Scottish teams as well, Airdrie United and Caledonian Thistle. So now it looks like he's settled in Wilmington, and got the captain's armband on there, I saw.
Hope he's okay. Integral part of this team the last couple of years. Guy could play all over the field there in the central midfield. You see him on the right wing, right fullback. Very versatile player, Parrott, as Deleuze gets knocked to the turf and helped right back up by Tom. And he'll have to limp that one off. Austin Deleuze, the newcomer this year to Orlando City, actually played in the Adrian Heath system as part of the Austin Aztecs a few years back. Saw some time in with MLS clubs in their camps. 54th minute, 2-0 Orlando City. And they're not going to press the issue here. Take the opportunities when they get them and just keep possession. Ride the game out.
This is what Orlando are good at. You know, side to side, bring it to the middle, right and left, spread the defense out to hopefully open the gaps, which they can then exploit.
Lino all the way back to defend. Excuse me, that was Turner getting the haircuts mixed. Now this is Molino. He gets tripped up again. Last time he was fouled, that led to a penalty kick, and now we've got some extracurriculars going on as Ruggles and a number of the Hammerheads taking exception. Molino fouled hard. Now he and Ochoa come together, and cooler heads will hopefully prevail.
A little bit of afters, as we say. A little bit of afters. I think the referee was certainly coming to book the first player in the challenge, but then there was some pushing and shoving afterwards, and yeah, then all the players come in to protect each other.
You see Parrott, the captain, moving Oliveira out of the vicinity as he's continuing to go and bark at Orlando City's players. Now Rob Valentino, one of the enforcers for the Lions, gets in a word. And there's the yellow to Oliveira. And now Parrott trying to be the good captain and calm his player down.
Yeah, I think that was the first offence, the pullback. Certainly looks like the ref's calling Valentino over, maybe, yeah.
Yep, yellow being showed to Rob Valentino, perhaps for some words.
I think that's maybe because he come from running so far to get involved. Yeah, obviously he's coming to protect his players, but he got a bit more chippy than he should have, maybe. Not sure he was the only one though, but maybe he was the one that was singled out by the officials. And it keeps it even, one card each.
So interesting developments as we enter our 57th minute. So yellow card on Valentino, yellow card on Oliveira of Wilmington, and the common denominator is a free kick for Orlando City and Adama Mbenge. So first booking of the night for each side. And the dangerous left foot of Mbenge getting ready to launch. Blast off a curler inside the box. We'll come back to Adama on the right side. Redding begins the switch from the back. Surin chips it up over the top. One touch going back and forth. Bowden off of the defense. Corner kick, Orlando City.
You can see that's where they're getting most of their joy, that 1-2 touch ability in the final third.
Not a corner kick. Quick restart. And our 58th, and now will be a goal kick for Quillen Roberts. Second sub coming on now for Coach Irving. That's Sonny Jane. Former Maryland Terrapin. Sonny Jane, one of the few soccer players in the world from Lesotho, which is a country smack dab in the middle of South Africa, landlocked. Going for his U.S. citizenship, we hear. He was a U.S. youth national teamer at the U15, U16, and 18 levels. So pretty Americanized now, Sonny Jane, and now he's on for the Hammerheads here in our 58th.
Smart decision there by Coach Irvin, bringing Oliveira off. You know, he seemed to be very upset with what went on. I'd already got a yellow card. Didn't want to have him getting a second yellow card and being sent off. So he's taken him out, subbed him out.
Jane just 5'6", but a burner. See if his pace causes problems for Orlando. Right now, Orlando has it in the attacking half. Scores, stats, news, and more can be found exclusively on USLProSoccer.com. Speaking of scores, a number of them so far tonight. No finals as of yet. Last report, Harrisburg leading Dayton 2-0 at the half. Sacramento Republic and Richmond knotted up a goal apiece. 0-0 at the half between Charleston and Charlotte. And OKC Energy lead Pittsburgh 2-0 in the first half. Busy night. This one of 6 games on the schedule. Another one coming up on Monday as Sacramento faces Charlotte. Sacramento out east for the first time this season. Team Orlando City will see in their next game on the 17th of this month in front of a crowd of perhaps 20,000. That's what they've been getting regularly there in Sacramento. One of the nicest success stories on and off the field this year.
Good opportunity for Orlando to, you know, face a crowd that they might be facing when they play next year in the MLS.
Good point.
You know, going away, and you know, it's going to be obviously the majority of fans for the other side. So getting a taste of that experience of an away day.
Yeah, because in all fairness, when you play these U.S. Open Cup games, they're generally in front of empty stadiums, as most MLS fans have been apathetic in that tournament. Big challenge in the center of the park as we've now played an hour here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports. Dennis Chin runs on. Now Molino into the 18, and he's saved by Roberts, who came off his line to take it away. He said, "Give me that."
Good pressure there by Mbenge and then by Dennis Chin. And Molino tried to go around the goalkeeper there to finish and get another goal for the season.
Roberts up to the task there. Ruggles. Wilmington has been chasing this one since the 33rd. Dennis Chin scored off the assist from Kevin Molino. Pulis added a penalty kick about 10 minutes ago. Ruggles looking for some assistance. Sonny Jane got a touch and promptly turned it over. Pulis. Bowden left side, 62nd minute. Surin tries to find him on the give and go. Headed back into the middle. Turner marked by Jane. Here comes the switch, or not.
It got there in the end, but you can see, you know, Seren and Pulis in the middle. It's maximum 2 touch, one to control, one to switch. And if they can, they'll play it first time.
How about that ball from Mbenge? Bowden across, a flick on. Not quite, as running into the area trying to sneak it in with that right foot.
Good defending by Ruggles there, but again, as we keep mentioning, the crosses are getting better and better from Orlando, and a lot is coming down the left-hand side with Luke Bowden. Another great delivery and superb defending there by Ruggles.
Deleuze just denied. Corner kick regardless, and Mbenge sends it in. Right at the top of the 6, took a header off Davidson. This will be held in by Surin. outright. And Benge now, that left foot, stays there. Little back heel attempt, and it will be cleaned up. Looking to play in direct fashion. Easily handled by Tommy Redding, the 17-year-old center back.
He's looked very composed at the back, never rushed, and in total control.
Another build-up from Benge. There's a shot, rolls right to the feet of Roberts, who falls on it. He's going to have quite the tally of saves in this one tonight. Been busy.
Yeah, all the pressure's coming from Orlando now. And Wilmington needs something to happen, otherwise they're just going to fade away, I think, here.
Redding. Really good at playing that ball straight forward. Doesn't always settle for going left and right. Now Dennis Chin runs on. Flag was up.
And that's what you'll get with Dennis playing up front. You know, he's going to be on the defender's shoulder, so occasionally he's going to be called offside. But if you're looking to get in behind, that's the risk you have to take.
Visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro. Plenty of friends to be had there. Middle Molino, that great touch of his. Just like, always looks like Orlando City is just playing in the park, having fun. Now Molino runs on, takes it into the corner. Fairclough guards, megs him underneath Fairclough's legs, and it's sent out. It'll be a throw in for Orlando City.
Yeah, Orlando City in full control now, almost attacking at will whenever they want, you know, keeping possession as soon as they want to take that pass forward, and there it goes.
Switch is made. And Turner unhappy that he was unable to catch up to that one. 65th minute. I'm sure Quillen Roberts would like a break.
Yeah, it's been non-stop almost for 20 minutes in this half that he's had to face constant pressure.
Of course, this half going to be even tougher because he's right in front of the supporter sections of Orlando. Miller actually still in the game. Thought he had checked out earlier when Hamilton came in.
Yeah, I think we lost Paul Nicholson possibly out of the middle.
Central midfielder.
Yeah, and I think Miller slid into the middle there.
On your change of formation, which really has not helped at all.
No, you thought he might have got more service to the front too. You know, they've doubled the men up there.
But they've just lost possession because they've lost a man in the midfield.
Exactly, they've not been able to break the game up. So Orlando have had more possession, and yet just not been able to get the service.
Surin lops it ahead. Bowden running on. As Edward tries to defend, he gets there. Send it forward. Ball bounces. Player down for Orlando City. Appears to be Surin. Slow to get up. No, excuse me, that was Pulis.
And there you saw, Orlando City players enjoying themselves. Luke Bowden, the highest furthest forward player there on that last attack, just couldn't quite get it under control in the box.
Pulis will be checked out. This leads to free kick here for Orlando City. 67th minute. They lead it 2-0. A goal per half. In this, their only home game here in the month of July. A really weird quirk in the schedule. They'll have 7 full games in August, and a number of those will be at home. I guess it's good not to play at home in the hottest month of the year here in Central Florida, so I guess it's a blessing.
Yeah, maybe they had a quiet word with the schedulers. But it's like we said at the top of the show, it's important they get the win here, which it looks like they're going take them to 2 tough away games, and then, yeah, like you say, a tough August run-in with 7 games in a month.
How about how calm Reading was on the ball in that little run into the attacking half?
Yeah, he's looked very composed in possession, and for a young 17-year-old, he's impressed me tonight. He's not had a great deal of defending to do, but what he's done it well, and like you say, very confident on the ball.
Miller to Jane. Oh, how about that little move? Gets free on the left side, cleared off the line by Valentino as Gallardo came off. Good team defending there by the Lions.
Maybe a little bit of a wake-up call there to Orlando, letting them know the game's not quite over yet.
We're in the head-nodding portion of the match.
Yeah.
Kind of just nodding off, watching a movie, and one of those deals. Oh, what's going on? Important part.
And as much as we didn't have any injuries in the first half, it looks like a few are building up for this half.
Jane sent that one across. And Valentino right there.
Good defending by Valentino. We've seen in the past where you can scuff those and it ends up in your own goal. So it was solid defending there.
Now Anthony Pulis will come off after that ding, and Aiden Quinn, the San Diego native, will come on to spell him there in the central midfield. So a good night for Pulis. Gets his first goal of the season on that PK. Put in the work, paid the price though in the end. So first sub of the night for Orlando.
Yeah, and it seemed to be an enforced sub. Looks like Tony Pulis picked up an injury there. So maybe not one that Adrian was looking to make, but it was more of an enforced substitution.
Right at the halfway line. Cern gets Quinn a touch. Aiden Quinn, a first-year player now, and is making his 10th appearance here for Adrian Heath this season. Boy, nice give and go right side as Turner sends it across. Too high for Molino and Chin, who went down inside the box. Turner booking it back to his defensive assignment.
It looks like Quinn's just going to slot straight into the same role as Tony Pulis there, center of the park, looking to distribute right and left, 1-2 touch.
Break stuff up as it comes across as well.
Yeah, looks to be a similar change, only difference being that Quinn's a left footer and Pulis being the right footer.
Sent into the corner. Turner is there. There's the cross going far post, and it won't trouble anybody. Goal kick to the Wilmington Hammerheads. Make sure to follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest updates. Catch up on all the scores from tonight. Again, 6 league games. 1 yet to start out on the West Coast. Arizona United had Orange County Blues. Entering our 72nd minute. So it has been all Lions. And these two teams will meet twice more. Both will be in Wilmington.
Good opportunity for both managers to see how they set up. Obviously it'll be different when they go to Wilmington, with them being the home team, but it certainly gives the players an opportunity to have a look at who they'll be matched up against in those 2 games.
And the Hammers will be at the friendly confines of Legion Stadium. A very tight pitch that they're comfortable with. Always creates a tough situation for any opponent, including Orlando City, who have lost there back in 2012.
Again, Orlando dictating possession, moving it side to side, trying to open some gaps down the middle. Happy to go from right to left until that comes to fruition.
Molino has 1 assist in this match, and Benge, nice job to keep the ball. It's by the line, and it's lost out of bounds. by Wilmington, who tried to break up the play. And now we'll have a substitution for Wilmington. So Troy Cole, the defender, will come in. A native of Laguna Hills, California. Has been with was with Wilmington in 2012, then took a spell at VSI Tampa Bay last year, the now defunct franchise. It's time to vote on your man of the match. Use the OC Game Day app and vote for your Orlando City man of the match. So a couple of options, I'm sure. Perhaps Chin, perhaps Pulis, maybe even Molino for his assist. Or how about the defensive work of Rob Valentino or Tommy Redding? Lots of choices tonight.
And Albert Edward had a tough shift there at right back for Wilmington. You know, Luke Bowden was down that side all day long, so not surprised he's getting a rest for the last 15-20 minutes. And we'll see if Troy Cole can have a better matchup on that side.
Miller, we saw on that right earlier in the half, gets the ball across and appears to have worn a corner. No, it'll be a goal kick. So it went off of a Wilmington player. Miguel Gallardo looking for a clean sheet number 7 tonight, knock on wood. Of course, he hasn't had to work very hard tonight. Not many chances coming his way. Lions share of possession to the Lions. Bowden sends it in, far post, and Ruggles will just head it out, and another corner kick for the Lions.
Last couple of corners from this side have not beaten the first man, so it's always gone to the near post, and it's been easy to defend. So it'll be interesting now to see if they can get it to middle or far post and beat that first man and create an opportunity.
Give credit to the Hammerheads. Their set piece defending has been excellent.
You see Mbenge's almost in the bushes there.
He's in the weeds. Sends that one high into the corner of the 6-yard area. Quinn will send it on and be tapped over the bar just in case by Roberts. So we'll do the corner over again.
Lovely strike by Quinn, but it seemed to be always rising. But like you say, Roberts was taking no chances and tipped it over the top of the bar.
Just be safe about it. In our 75th minute now. And Lions can put it away with a goal here.
Yeah, and as much as Roberts has conceded too, I don't think he's had a bad game. He didn't really have a chance with the chin effort, and obviously the penalties, always a disadvantage for the keeper.
And there along the touchline, the newcomer for Orlando City, Giuseppe Gentile, wearing number 9. He'll come in for Dennis Chin, and the man known as Juicy Juice 7 on Twitter will make his debut. Second time he's been on this field, though, Smiler. He's actually scored a goal against Orlando City as a member of Charlotte.
That's an interesting Twitter name. I'm sure there's a story behind it, and we may hear that one day. But good luck to him out there on his first appearance for Orlando.
He will be a Lion for the remainder of the season. Native of Charlotte. Had 27 goals in 3 seasons at the University of Charlotte. He played in a College Cup as well. And was loaned out to Charlotte earlier this season from Chicago Fire. So Adrian Heath, who's thin in numbers at forward, certainly glad to have him in the fold.
And a good opportunity, last 15 minutes here for him to get on the score sheet. Orlando City still creating chances, so.
Ball across. Whistle, and it will be Wilmington ball. And 2 more substitutions set to check in from the technical area. So David Irving exhausting everybody, had a full 7 subs. So it appears it will be William Haney checking in for Tom Parrott, whose night is done. And Cody Arno, who's been in the league with the Wilmington for quite a while, he checks in for Ochoa. So I'm trying to keep you straight. He's exhausting all the subs here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like for like changes, so it looks like they're going to be sticking with that 4-4-2. But like we said, it's not really been working, but there's not a great deal he can do at this point now with 13 minutes or so left.
Arno, a North Carolina native, like Austin DeLuz, played his college soccer at Wake Forest. I think Arno was there a few years ahead. There's a rough challenge by Giuseppe, who got some action right off the start, and he's shown a card. So his first appearance in an Orlando City score sheet will be with a yellow card on an unsafe challenge. So Gentile in the book. Not a gentle challenge at all, huh? I steal your line, sorry.
You steal the pun there, that's fine.
Apologize. Oh, great minds think alike, though.
I think we were both waiting for that one as we saw him come on for a sub. So
Gentile, born in Miami, 21 years old now. Interesting to know he speaks 4 languages. In addition to English, how about German, Italian, and Spanish? That will go far in a soccer career.
Yeah, it means he can communicate with most people out there, I would have thought.
You hear what people are calling him.
Yeah.
You're playing a Spanish or Italian team. I think with the name Giuseppe Gentile, you'd have to be able to speak a little Italian. Sonny Jane runs into the box. Valentino there to defend, stood him right up. And now Orlando will look to break out. Ahead, this is Gentile with the touch. Defenders close in and sends it on frame. Not much behind it as Fairclough retreated quickly.
Yeah, unfortunately, didn't seem to have the pace there to get away from the defenders. And got a shot off, but like you say, it was a weak one.
Well, in that game against Charlotte, it was a 3-0 game back on the 21st of May. Orlando City was leading. It was a hat trick that day, or that evening, for Kevin Molino, and the Lions had him dead to rights, and then Gentile came in late and scored a goal to break up the shutout. His only goal of the season has come against Orlando City. Now he wears purple.
And the City fans beginning to enjoy themselves with 10 minutes to go.
That went into touch, throw in Orlando City, and we'll hold it up as a substitution coming on for Orlando again. Justin Clark. They'll hold it up here and welcome in the sub. So Justin Clark, the center back, has also seen some time at right back, which is where he may come in, because I think he's coming in for Turner here. So Clark about to make his 9th appearance. Yep, Turner is the one coming off, so we'll see Justin, physical center back, actually play out wide right.
An impressive game from Tyler Turner down the right-hand side. Maybe the only area from my viewing, was his crossing would need to be improved, but solid at the back. Again, comfortable on the ball, and a great attacking right back for Orlando.
And gets the crosses off. He finds the space to get them off.
Yeah.
He just needs to work on the touch a bit.
And it's a great balance, him and Luke Bowden on the other side. So he could have a long career at Orlando, only being 18 years old right now.
Showing plenty of pace too. 82nd minute. Wilmington still trying to crack the scoring column again. First of a 3-game road trip for the Hammers. At Harrisburg, at Rochester. That's the back-to-back double so many teams have to make. And home to Arizona on the 25th, and back out on the road to Charlotte. That's not too long a trip, at least that's in state.
Justin Clark settled right into the right back there. I know you said he's played centrally, so hopefully he won't get dragged around too much in these final 8 minutes here, and he'll have a comfortable final few minutes.
Well, the Russin and Redding ahead of him on that depth chart. It's tough to crack the center backs. See if he can spell Turner on the right. Molino. And marked by Haney, who just come in. Quinn. Last 10 minutes of this one. Orlando has controlled the possession and they've controlled the scoreboard.
Yeah, second half possession has been very high for Orlando, dictated the pace, and it's hence why you see the 2-0 scoreline.
Throw in for Wilmington here. I'll leave it for Ruggles. Tossed ahead. Clark got the head on it. Another throw.
I think Coach Heath will be satisfied with the performance and the result. You know, they've not allowed Wilmington to create too much, and obviously scored two at the other end.
This Wilmington team has had its success against Orlando. Relatively speaking, when you talk about a lot of the teams in this league that have never gotten a win, let alone at home versus road, Wilmington has beaten Orlando here and at home. Now running on is Mbenge with some space to work. Will send it across, and falling on it is Roberts. No problem that time. It just seems sometimes that Adama Mbenge gets stronger and stronger as the game goes on.
Yeah, fitness levels tell here. You know, as we said, Wilmington have been chasing the ball for 80 minutes, not had a great deal of possession. Much easier to run around when you've got the ball versus when you don't have it.
Gallardo gets a little work, sends it across the halfway line. Molino will go to collect. And Clark on the right. Now Deleuze. They play the triangle with Clark on the near touch. Deleuze gets fouled, so he earns a free kick. Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. In our 85th, Bowden and Mbenge working the 1-2. Nicely defended this time by Wilmington as they look to break out. Ochoa. So Ochoa's already out. Boy, everybody has that same hairstyle now.
The blonde streak.
Arno actually up top. And Dennis Chin has been awarded the man of the match. Got things started with his 5th goal of the season in that first half.
Impressive comeback game for Dennis. You know, we said earlier about he got a little knock and he was able to shake that off and then getting on the score sheet, and made some good runs in behind the defence. So impressive, what was it, 70-75 minutes from Dennis. So a rewarding game and getting the man of the match award as well.
Haney through the midfield. And throw into Orlando City. So if results hold, Orlando will have its 14th victory of the season. And will be unbeaten in 17. Trying to pull a Richmond who went undefeated last year in the league, only to lose in the playoff semifinals to Charlotte. The Lions, of course, want to go out of this league in style as they make the move to MLS next year. Play ahead to Gentile. Ball win. And Mbenge into the 18, sends it across, far post. And it will go out for another corner kick. Quinn was right there for the opening at the back.
Yeah, Orlando certainly heading that way, 14-0-3 this season. So if they can keep that streak and that run going, yeah, who says they can't go unbeaten for the entire regular season and hopefully for the postseason too.
Smiler, as we said at the beginning of the broadcast. It's going to be tough. You got at Sacramento, at Rochester coming up. There will still be a trip to Richmond, some of the better teams in the league. Not going to be easy. There's a turnaround shot, and off the mark there for Orlando. Gentile with another shot. That one not on target. Every USL Pro regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube in 2014. Features include DVR, chat, and social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Orlando City SC YouTube channel today. I reckon we won't see much stoppage time in this one either. We had none in the first half. Very clean game. On the left is Bowden, and the flag was up.
Yeah, a couple of minor injuries. I think that's why Pulis went out. So I think you might get your standard 3 minutes at the end of this game. But Orlando City now just looking to play the game out. And as much as they are trying to do that, you've still got Luke Bowden bombing forward from left back.
That's all I know. That's all he knows how to do.
Yeah.
Again takes the ball away, earns a throw. He only has one speed, and that's full.
Yeah, it's impressive how Orlando still got their foot on the gas. There's only a minute to go here. They're 2-0 up, could be comfortable and cruising, but no, they still want to win the ball back and create more opportunities.
Quinn will begin the switch for Orlando. Surin continues. Deleuze come back to the keeper Gallardo. Directs traffic in front and we'll just send it deep. 50-50 balls, and Benge looks to run on Fairclough, and a foul will come the other way as Mbenge and Molino right there. Fairclough went down. The Jamaican center back has had a good game. He's everywhere.
Looked like a soft free kick to me there, Jeff. He went down fairly easy. I think he'd already realized he'd lost the ball.
Yeah. You may be right.
I think he realized he was losing the battle there and went down, and luckily for him, the referee gave him the free kick.
Nice job by Redding to send it out.
Been very impressed by Tommy Redding at the back. We said it already, but very comfortable. Doesn't look flustered at any point.
Entering stoppage time now. 3 minutes will be tacked on to the end, according to our fourth official, Jeffrey Fidenko. So you were right on. The standard 3.
Takes something extraordinary to happen for it not to be 3 minutes.
With all the substitutions, yeah. Back to Gallardo. So about 2.5 minutes from this one going into the books, and another 3 for Orlando City. Bowden. Oh, they're not done yet. Trucking into the attacking third. Molino. Right side, Deleuze, and scuffs it to the right. Tired legs right there.
Yeah, Orlando moved it well. Luke Bowden still going up and down on that left-hand side.
Ooh, cheeky move by Deleuze over Haney. Back in front, a redirect there by Molino, and missed it by that much, or maybe not Molino. What was that? That was Gentile.
Yeah. Deleuze made up for his scuff to the right there with a great ball across, and Gentile's tried a little cheeky back heel that takes... Oh, keeper saves it, I think, there at the near post. So again, Roberts continuing his good game. Asking for a bit of help from his defense, I think, there.
A little creep.
He's had a look at the goal, so not a bad opening debut for Orlando City.
Cross to Redding. Bowden right up the center of Broadway. Back heel left and cleaned up by Davidson. He's been busy back there. Bumped off the ball, throw into Wilmington with a minute to play. So if you're Wilmington, back on the horse, hit the road. Are there things to build on in this game, or do you just wipe the slate clean because nobody's going to play like Orlando City?
Yeah, I think that's the case. You come here with a specific game plan just for Orlando City. You know they're going to have a lot of possession, whereas you go to some other places, you're gonna try and keep the ball more, and you'll have more looks at goal. So I think you'll just be able to wipe this one away.
You don't want the game to beat you twice.
And for Orlando City, it's just more of the same.
Oh, runs on. Gentile cuts it to his right, shoots. A big save by Roberts, denied him. Boy, he turned quick on that one. Quick trigger by the newcomer, Giuseppe Gentile. That would have been a juicy goal. It doesn't happen, though. And this one goes to the pride of Lions. 2-0 the final as Lance Jacob Van Heitzma blows the whistle. 3 points in the bag for Orlando City.
Yeah, he certainly did let that shot go there in the last minute. And yeah, impressive 10 minutes there from Gentile, and wraps up a comfortable win for Orlando City. On top for the majority of the game, controlled possession and territory. And as we said there, I think Coach Heath will be satisfied with the result and the performance.
Snaps a 9-game unbeaten streak that the Hammerheads had coming in. They'll look to start a new one at Harrisburg on the 18th, Rochester on the 19th as they continue their road trip. Here's a look at the final stats of this one. Pretty one-sided, right, David?
Yeah, very much so. You just look at the shots on goal there, 10-1. Probably even enhances the 2-0 scoreline and shows you that Roberts did actually have a good game.
See the shot 17-4, the corners 10-2. So plenty of opportunities for Orlando. Probably unlucky not to get a few more goals out of the effort tonight.
Yeah, certainly a lot of block shots and a lot of saves by Roberts. But yeah, controlling the game means you're going to create chances, and that's what Orlando City did today, and come away with a comfortable 2-0 victory.
Dennis Chin, the man of the match, had the goal in the 33rd on the assist from Molino. That gave the Lions a 1-0 lead at the half. Then Anthony Pulis on the penalty lit it up to make it 2-0 in the 50th. And that's where it goes. So all in all, a good night for Orlando City.
Very good night for Orlando City. Comfortable win. Impressed by Tommy Redden at the back, and interested to see Dennis Chin back and on the scoreline.
Well done, sir. David, thanks for filling in.
No
For my
problem.
partner, David Dyke. Smiler, we hope to see you again soon. Our broadcast coordinator is Austin Hiddle, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Jeff Radcliffe, saying so long from Walt Disney World, Orlando City. 2-0 winners over Wilmington. Good night.